All right, back out again at South Mountain. I'm doing a new area down here. Should be about 3.1 miles with about 900 feet of elevation. So it's a loop, so what goes up must come down. So we have our ascent here. I think, okay, back down in there. I think it's all pretty much one major climb, but we will see. Here's what the trail looks like. I'll give you an update along the way. All right, so I think we followed this ridge line, and you can kind of see straight ahead. The trail weaves up to the peak up there, and then I think we go across up on top of that one, and then we come and loop around. So I will give you an update along the way. All right, so I made it to the first part of the ascent. Here's looking out. That's going to be to the south, coming around to the east. I followed that ridge line. You can see the trail following the ridge line there. Parking is down there. Looking north now. You can see Camelback off in the distance. Coming around to the west, and the trail is heading up to that peak there. We've had a few areas like this where it's a little more technical and rocky scramble, but we're getting to the top slowly but surely. There's a few times where I was on all fours climbing up. We're getting there. So I decided to stop here for a break, and here is the view. Heading north. And you can see the trail going down, and then on the peaks there along the ridge line. Along that ridge line, up on top of that peak, down that little spine all the way, and then the parking, the trailhead is kind of at the end of that spine down there. I'm almost at the top of the climb, and then it's downhill from there. But needed a little snacky break, so here I am. Yep, we're going up here. Almost there. All right, so I made it to the top. Here is the 360 view, looking north towards downtown Phoenix, coming around to the east. Very hazy or dusty out. Looking south. And then back over to the west. Alright, so I didn't have a chance to film my recap earlier, so I'm doing it now. I finished the trail. It was 4.39 miles with 984 feet of ascent, and it took me 2 hours and 51 minutes. It was a tough little hike. It was a mile plus more than I expected. The elevation was hard. There were some areas where it was pretty rock scrambly, where you were on all fours trying to get through. But it was a good hike, a good day. The weather was beautiful. I'll be out doing it again in a few days, so keep watching.